Happy Christmas, Beetle people! Bungalow Craig here. Wanted to do a Christmas update to show you what I've gotten in the past couple of days. I actually just barely got this yesterday, and so I wanted to do an update for some of the Beetle Christmas things I got. With this, this is of course the Flexies that were re-released on Friday, December 15th of 2017. I like this a lot. I think this is a very, very well done packaging. I'm not a huge fan of the Beetle Flexies, to be all honestly. That's probably why I'll never get the original copies. But this is just definitely a nice hole to fill in, so I can have some of those in my collections along with the Christmas album. But there are other videos out there that you can actually watch if you want to see this unboxing. I'm going to definitely keep this sealed. But to go on to the next thing that I really liked that I got was the Beatles' Vee-Jay, We Wish You a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year with Vee-Jay, that was released October of 1964. So with this, just to show you, kind of look up close with it, it's another picture of the Beatles that Vee-Jay has done over and over again. But just to start off, is actually with the Oldies label. Now, what happened with this, just to kind of give you a little bit of a back history, when Vee-Jay was starting to not go under, but to go, their rights for the Beatles songs were starting to expire. And they started, it was going to expire in October of 1964. So what happened was this was kind of like their last ditch effort to get as much sold as records as they can. So what happened, just to show you on the Oldies label, there's a lot of controversy with this label. The reason why is because a lot of people think it's not that rare, and it actually is. And the reason for that, because with Vee-Jay, as you well know from introducing and the songs, pictures, and stories of the fabulous Beatles, there's not that many. There's a lot of counterfeits out there, and the Oldies label is one of them. So the way you can tell if you have an authentic Oldies label is on the label, or on the dead wax. There's going to be a stamped MR, like a machine stamped with a circle and an MR in the dead wax, and that is how you can tell that you have the authentic Oldies label. Now there's a couple of them. There's not just Twist and Shout. There's Love Me Do, P.S. I Love You. All those ones that have been released, they tried to release it. And so what happened was, they had one of their corporations, it's the NRC, which is the National Record Corporation, have in printing these labels. So they started making them, and they made them very cheap, for cheap price, and that's why they started doing that in Georgia. So they started making those labels, and then what happened was they said, well, the last ditch effort, it's the Christmas season, 1964, we're losing the rights, let's make a sleeve. So they designed this sleeve, and they made over 200,000 of them, about 200,000 of them, and they sent half of them to the NRC, and the other half to the ARP, which is the American Record Pressing. Now, the American Record Pressing had older copies of earlier singles, like the Tolly label, or Do You Want to Know a Secret from Vee-Jay, or the Souvenir EP from Vee-Jay. And they would actually put those, that's why you see some of those records in this actual sleeve, this Christmas sleeve. Now, if it's from the NRC, then what Bruce Spizers says in his book, Songs, Pictures of and Stories of the Fabulous Beatles on Vee-Jay, he actually says that most of them, but if not all, came with the Oldies label 45, the Oldies 45. But that's the thing, they didn't make as many Oldies 45 labels, so you definitely have, it's a very, very rare record to have the Oldies 45, the authentic ones, and a lot of people don't realize this. So again, what you definitely have to look for is in the dead wax. You have to see that it's going to be a little MR stamping on both sides, a machine stamped. So, and here's to compare with Bruce Spizers' book. Here's Bruce Spizers list the same record and the sleeve with it. And again, it was one of the last ditch efforts to have Vee-Jay coming out. So, and as you can see, Vee-Jay used the same picture on a lot of things here. So, well, and what is really cool about my copy that I got, it's really nice conditions. There isn't any cracks, there's not any tears. But what's a really cool thing, this came from the Arlen department store. If I can focus there. There's the price sticker, you can see. So it looks like this was 29 cents. And then this sticker fell off right here. It was supposed to be right here on George. You can see a little bit of it coming off. See, it was supposed to be right there. So, and if you remember, because the Arlen department stores were a big department store back in the 60s, 70s. If you remember those, I don't. You can definitely leave me a comment. So, but yeah, I wanted to say Happy Christmas to everybody, and especially with the things that have happened with the singles coming out, the 45s. Definitely take a look at this and tell me your thoughts, and I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I will talk to you next year. Take care. Peace.